ePortfolios with Google Sites. Advantages of using ePortfolios with Google Sites include it's easy to use. It can be used with any type of ePortfolio, including representative, developmental, and reflective. It can incorporate G Suite tools. It can also contain a global audience when published. It's easy to embed links and media. It's easy for organization for students and teachers, and it's also free for Google members. The disadvantages that I found were that it places accountability on students. This can be an advantage for some students, but for many students, it ends up being a disadvantage because students have a lot of accountability of putting and posting their things onto Google Sites. And then it also can be a disadvantage for teachers because students must have knowledge and know-how in Google Sites before they actually use it. Otherwise, the teacher is spending a lot of times simply just trying to implement and teach the students how to use Google Site. The potential and creative uses for Google Classroom ePortfolios, some things that could be a use. It can be used as like a showcase for skills and achievements. It can also be used for science fair projects, an online science fair project, or even other projects. It can be a reflective journal for blogging. It can be used as an employment portfolio for students in career courses. It can be used for student learning profiles in which the teacher would track and the students would reflect on their learning. It can also be used as learner profile portfolios where it would incorporate different learning styles. Students can incorporate self-reflections within their ePortfolio site, and then also can be used as a career portfolio where it would have potential jobs and maybe interests in the careers that students would have researched. The perspectives from other colleagues and other educators that I've interviewed a fourth grade math teacher. He had said that he had never used Google Sites as an ePortfolio. However, if he would use it, he'd probably use it in a unit for student assessment and achievement showcasing. This would be really good to show to parents and really just for the students to track what they are learning. I've also interviewed a 7th and 8th grade science teacher in my building. He's currently using Google Sites with his advanced science students. He has about 60 advanced science students. The major issue is that with his students, they have trouble keeping up with what to post into their site, and if they are posting it or not actually posting it. A high school accounting teacher and career teacher has never used the Google Sites as portfolios. However, this could be an opportunity for students to create digital resumes or even e-portfolios or digital portfolios. And then we've also actually had in January, we had a professional development done with our district integration technology coach. And she did a segment on e-portfolios and digital portfolios, and Google Sites was actually mentioned in that one. My personal reflection for ePortfolios using Google Sites is a positive one. However, I did experience some issues when I did use this. Last year, I used this with science fair projects with many of my students and just showcasing content. This is a picture of kind of how I laid out my class last year. I tried to do like a digital portfolio so that students could take it with them for the next year. However, I just didn't like how it ended up laying out. But I had issues with students being dependable and organized. Sometimes they wouldn't post things on time. And then also when they would post it, sometimes the sharing rights would be off and I wouldn't be able to see it. So I had some issues there. The other way that I've used it was actually with my own teaching portfolio for employment and applying for jobs. I created my own portfolio and then would actually put this on my resume as a QR code link, and employers would be able to see my own teaching portfolio.